Hey guys, hope all is well. It's been a while since we shot out a video, but I wanted to touch base with everybody. I know everybody's home and that these are a little bit uncertain times that we're in. I wanted to share with you 5 things that I'm personally doing to mitigate some of the risk associated with the current crisis, the coronavirus. I know we've been bombarded with lists, but I think these are some things that are kind of unique that not everybody has considered. The first one is I'm doing my best to keep myself and my loved ones out of the healthcare system. And what I mean by that is this. We're all worried about getting sick, getting the coronavirus, and having to go to the hospital. But a lot of us are working from home. We have extra time on our hands. So we're doing things like cleaning the gutters, trimming the trees, and things like that. I would recommend against doing any of that. Don't do anything that exposes you to potential injuries or risks that you don't normally take that could get you injured and force you to be integrated into the healthcare system. I mean, think about it. If you go to the hospital for a broken leg, number one, they're going to be overwhelmed. And number two, you're going to expose yourself to potentially a highly contaminated area. It's just not something that anybody needs right now. So evaluate your activities, mitigate the risk, and try not to do anything that will cause an injury. Another thing that I'd highly consider doing is move when others aren't. And what I mean by that is this. The other day I had to go pick up some items for a family member, and I woke up that morning and it was 5:30 in the morning. It was pouring down rain. And I got to thinking, the store opens at 6 a.m. It's raining heavily. Probably nobody's going to be out. This is the perfect time for me to go. I'm not going to have to worry about social distancing because I'm going to take it a step further. Probably nobody's going to be there. And sure enough, when I got there at 6 a.m. in that torrential downpour, I was practically the only one in the store. The only risk that I had to really mitigate was coming in contact with the cashier and then, practicing hygiene by cleaning my hands and making sure that everything I came in contact with was clean and that I exercised good hygiene after getting back from the store. So remember, accept inconvenience as the best approach to life right now. Move when others aren't. Another thing to do is establish a routine. A lot of us, like I said, our normal schedule is broken. We're working from home. The kids are home from school. A lot of times, just not having a routine is difficult to adapt to. So plan out your work, plan out your fun, plan out your schooling if you're on break, and plan out exercising and nutrition and meals as well. Get into a regiment. Something that you know that you have to get up for, and that you have steps throughout the day that are routine and become habitual. It'll be a lot easier to get through this if you have some type of formality in your day-to-day activities. Another thing, understand the timelines that we're dealing with. And when I say timelines, I'm not talking so much as how the pandemic is playing out. I'm talking the timelines of human behavior. I don't foresee civil unrest or anything like that taking part on a large scale. But keep this in mind. Most Americans have been out of work for a week, maybe a week and a half. Okay, things are just starting to kind of mature and people's situation is starting to kind of set in and take a more serious, have a more serious impact on their lives. So consider this. A lot of people pay rent and mortgages. Well, that's all coming due on the 1st of April, a week and a half, 2 weeks away. So, who knows what situation we're going to be in. My point is this. We should always be hypervigilant about our self-defense, but you want to be very serious about that now, especially if things go on for a prolonged period of time. Everybody's kind of adapting right now, but things could change. And when people get uncomfortable and are unable to fulfill the basic needs in their day-to-day life, things could change. All right, and lastly, understand that we have a social obligation to do our responsibility in resolving this matter. And what I mean by that is think in terms of not only yourself, but everybody else. If your job is to stay home and self-quarantine, do that. Don't only worry about yourself, but worry about putting others at risk as well. And lastly, don't lose sight of the fact that we will get through this, all right? Stay positive and focus on the details that you can control. And I think you'll find that we'll be through this sooner rather than later. Take care.